Hey everybody, ooh, I look skinny. It's me, Angel Benton, and it is time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap, where we delve into the world of daytime television and we do a few reality shows on the side. And one of those reality shows that we're doing is RuPaul's Drag Race. But before we get into that, so I'm moving. This weekend, I have to move this weekend. And because here I'm in Seattle this week. Until tomorrow. I come home tomorrow. And I just woke up in the middle of the night and I had a panic attack. I was like, it was 2 a.m. in the morning and I'm awake and I cannot go back to sleep because my mind is racing a million miles a minute. I'm nervous about this. I'm nervous about this move, that I'm not going to make it in time. I'm nervous because my hotel reservation, what if my friend comes and he can't get into the room because I'm still moving? What if, there's all these what ifs going on in my head. And, what if I can't get out in time? This is the first time I've ever had like a panic attack ever in my entire life. So I was like, okay, get it together, right? So at like 7 in the morning, I'm texting my friend. Well, first of all, I called the Renaissance and I actually had his name put on the reservation. So that actually lifted a huge burden off of me, because if I don't make it in time, then I don't make it in time. I will obviously be there for the daytime Emmys on Sunday. That is for goddamn sure. I'm not missing that shit at all. But I might not make the Saturday pool party or the Friday pool party. I might not make it because I might be on my way. Who knows? I don't know. But as of now, I figured I was able to kind of push that aside. So I'm getting in tomorrow afternoon and then I'm just moving as soon as I can. I'm going to sign that lease as soon as I get in, and then I'm just going to move. Period. That's all that there is to it. So, yeah. Okay, so, what's funny about RuPaul's Drag Race? Now we're in RuPaul. Now, it's been like 3 weeks since this episode aired, so hopefully no one's going to be all, oh my god, spoiler. Just saying. What I find real interesting, though, is that the gays are very much into Drag Race. Like, they are in it to win it, which is great. Don't get me wrong. I think it's great. But to me, maybe because I've watched way too much reality television in my life, but it just doesn't seem that different from The Amazing Race. Although I would love to see a pair of Drag Race winners, or not even winners, but contestants go on The Amazing Race in drag. That would be fierce. That would be great, actually. I would love that. But, it just doesn't strike me as being that different from any other reality show. It doesn't strike me as being that different from The Housewives. It doesn't strike me as being that different from Below Deck. So it's kind of strange to me a little bit, that the fervent ardor with which, don't get me wrong, I'm grateful. And, I'm grateful that RuPaul won an Emmy. I think it's super important for gay culture to be recognized and to be having this moment, especially drag. What's interesting is there's a popular meme going around on Facebook right now saying that if you don't have either of these two bodies, then you're a pariah in the gay community or something like that. And it was this one guy who was like this muscle daddy, and then there was a skinny twink with a big penis. Okay, so I totally get that. And in fact, I talked about that a little bit in my movie, Britney Baby One More Time. I talked about it, because, the straight guy that's interviewing me is like, I think dudes would hit on you all the time. What do you mean? And I was like, that's just not how it is. It really isn't. So, I definitely think that it's great that drag is having this moment now, even though I'm not doing it anymore. I still think it's fantastic. And I think it's good just for gay culture as a whole to be having this moment. Because it's necessary. It is necessary. And it shows that there are other types of people out there with other body types that are beautiful. It doesn't, I'm waxing rhapsodic, so I apologize for that. Okay, so this week on RuPaul's Drag Race, they had well, first they had this mini challenge where they had to do a commercial for RuPaul's chocolate bar. And the ones that did the best at that were the ones who just did not give a fuck. And actually, those were the ones who did the best in the Maxi Challenge, which was about, they did a commercial for a specific app. So I enjoyed the chocolate bar. I thought a lot of the jokes were a little bit corny, but that's Drag Race. I mean, there's a lot of corny humor in Drag Race, and that's fine. That's fine. I love me a good corny joke better than anybody else. So that's totally fine. That's fine. So then the Maxi Challenge, they all split into 3 groups, and they had to do a commercial for their specific app. So the first app was called, what was it called? It was called End of Days. And it was basically, if the zombie apocalypse is coming, you're going to be able to find a boyfriend, right? For all those, you know, apocalypse people. And then the second app was called Fibster, which is all for pathological liars. And then, so they can find someone. And then the last one was called Butterface, Madam Butterface. And I'm not going to lie. I totally 110% agree with the judges when they gave that challenge to Asia O'Hara, because bitch was hilarious and she worked with not that much and she made it, she mugged and she was over the top, and that's exactly what the judges were looking for. You know, it was fantastic. I did also really enjoy Blair St. Clair this past week. You know, she just struck me as being some twink before. I mean, there's always a few twinks on the show, no matter what season, right? So this season, though, you know, she looks like she looks very young for her age. She's 21, but she looks like 12, and I understand that. I looked like 12 when I was 21, 23 years ago. Actually, I turned 21 in Brand. Okay, this is the one time I'm diverging from the topic. When I turned 21, I was living in Branson, Missouri, and I remember that for my 21st birthday, the whole cast took me out to the Lone Star Steakhouse, and they said I could order anything I want from the bar. Anything I want, they would pay for it, and I got a glass of milk. And because I didn't have my first drink until I turned 40. So when I was 21, I was not about the alcohol life, you know, because when you're younger, it's not good for your body. It really isn't. But as you get older, it helps to thin out your blood so that it improves your circulation. And that's what I drink now. Okay, so anyway, sorry. Back to Drag Race. The last person to be chosen for these 3 teams was Yuha Hamasaki. Now here's some interesting tidbit about Yuha. Everyone thinks that she's Japanese because the last name is Hamasaki, and that is a Japanese last name. But it's the first name that is not Japanese. Now, even though it's pronounced Yuha, it's actually spelled Yuhua. And so that's Yuhua. And there is no who in Japanese. If it was Japanese and her name was Yufua with an F, then it would be a Japanese name. But there is no Yuhua because there is no who in Japanese. Yeah, because it's ha, he, fu, he, ho. The only one that they don't have is who. There is no who. It's fu. Interesting, right? Just a little thought I would throw that out there. But yeah, she was... But what was great about me is that I got to watch, because I got to actually see a bunch of extras online, because I had to watch it online. And I got to see a bunch of extras that I normally wouldn't get to see. Like I got to see they have an after show with Raja, where she hosts with someone and they talk about it. And then there's What You Packin' with Michelle Visage, where she talks to the eliminated queen. So she talked to the one who got eliminated, which, spoiler alert, it was Yuha. She, but it was really good because I got to, like, you know, I got to see all this extra footage I wouldn't have seen if I had just watched it on television. So that was exciting. Anyways, thank you so much for logging on and for bearing with me through all of my ramblings. I appreciate it. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Angel Benton. You can hashtag Drag Race to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race, or RPDR. And you can also hashtag Days to talk Days of Our Lives, because I'm doing that next. I don't know when I'm doing that, though, to be perfectly honest with you, because I am moving as soon as I get in tomorrow. As soon as I get in, I'm signing that lease, I'm getting the keys, and I'm moving all my shit over. So now I've always prided myself on saying, you know what, I could pack all my shit up and be gone in a minute. So I might be able to do this. I might be able to pull this off and not be late at all to Palm Springs because it's white party weekend. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. Please hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel to get my YouTube videos sent to your email inbox every single day. And you can also, while you're there, look around for my Storytime with Angel Benton series where I discuss talking about stories from my life. Alrighty, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.